All right, so next week I made you some 4 new daily review sheets. I felt like after the test, in the room I'm in with Ashley, I feel like every day we need to keep reviewing how we add and subtract with fractions and get common denominators, because we don't want to just now multiply and forget everything we did. So in Ashley's class, I've strategically partnered them up to work through this problem together, based on their fraction skills on their test. So maybe I'll just keep that partner pair for their daily review sheet so that they have each other and then we go through it together. Okay, so each one, if you notice in the daily review, I tried to find one that has division, at least one division. So this one's going to take a while, whereas this one won't take a long time. This one will take a little while. And then this one, what you would do here, instead of doing stuff with volume for the next week, we would do stuff on a geoboard. So you'd get to take a little break from doing your daily review and going hardcore with math for review. Then we get a little break by using the rubber band on the geoboard and focus on making quadrilaterals. So you're going to give them, like, I'm thinking of a quadrilateral that has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And then they try to make that. And then after you've had some discussion, you show some examples, then they have to draw one of their examples and name it with the most specific name. Then day 2, you could say, okay, I'm thinking of a quadrilateral where all of the angles are right angles. Okay, and then see what they make. It's either going to be a square or it's going to be a rectangle. Another one you could say, I'm thinking of a quadrilateral where there's only one set of parallel sides. Only one set. One pair, okay? 2 sides that are parallel. And then for another one, I could say I'm thinking of a quadrilateral where it has at least one acute angle or something. Try to get acute in there or obtuse. Yeah, so those are some just little things you could say to get quadrilaterals coming out, because that's key in 5th grade. If I go back to your notes here, how do I can't close out because it's not letting me. Hold on. Okay, figured that out. All right, now for the lesson. Now we get into the lesson. Your visual component is going to be of an egg carton. And I'm combining 8.2 and 8.3 together because the whole goal is to multiply a fraction by a whole number. Now the day before on Friday, you would have multiplied a whole number by a fraction. But now we're going to visually show them what happens when you multiply a fraction by a whole number. Instead of just going to the algorithm, we're like showing why it actually works. So the egg carton idea is from the solve and share, but I'm saying to skip the solve and share and just use this visual to bring up the discussion and then show how we would model that with math. Then I'm just going to go on to the goal and then the another look video. So if we take a look at the visual of the day, that is right, where is it? Visuals right here. This first one, so you'd show this. I ate 2 eggs for breakfast. Here was the carton of eggs that I had. I didn't eat the whole carton of eggs. I ate a part, a fraction of it. So then it's trying to get them to see like what fraction of the carton did I actually eat. And those blue lines are in there as hints. I ate, yeah, I could say 2/6, or I could say I ate 1/3 of that carton of eggs. So let's see, then you go to slide 2 and show the kids. Let's model that with math. So here is me, I ate a third of the carton, which was 6 eggs, and I click, and then it's going to say, well, I'm trying to figure out what's 1/3 of 6. Of means timesing. Then 1 times 6 is 6, and we're working in thirds, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So there is the math of what's going on, and that's what we're going to practice today. So then we showcase the goal, and the goal for the day is to multiply a whole number by a fraction, which is what we did the day before on Friday, and today multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So they kind of go together when we look at the math of it. So then the another look video is the one I'm suggesting because it's showing what we do when we multiply a fraction with a whole number when you're just looking at the numbers. If you feel like really strongly that it would be beneficial to try another one that's visual, like we did with the egg carton, then go forth and do it. I give you this a suggestion of trying 3/8 of 4, but again, I am not stressing that you need to do that. You could just move on to practicing problems where we multiply a fraction with the whole number from 8.3 on page 343. Okay? All right, then the Tuesday. Solve and share. I would pose it and not even show them a visual. Just go ahead, go forth and do it, see what they're going to do. We did this one last year. Then, no matter where they're at, whether they have the answer right or not, now we're going to act it out. So you're going to give everybody something in their hands to see how this worked. So you're going to show the students a regular sheet of white paper. And then instead of giving everybody the whole sheet, you're going to give everybody half of it. So they're each going to get half of it, just like it said in the solve and share what the teacher was going to do. And now we're going to color a part of it. Not all of it, we're going to color a part of it. And this is when you guys are going to color in 1/4 of that. So they're going to split it up or fold it into fourths and then just color 1/4 of it. And now let's compare that 1/4 to the entire piece of paper. So if you look at an entire sheet of paper, how much did you actually color? So then now this is the solve and share problem. We can say we just did it. We just did 1/4. We colored in 1/4 of the half sheet of paper, which mathematically we're doing 1/4 times a half. And when we multiply, we end up getting 1/8 mathematically, but we can also see that visually on our paper. So then we showcase the goal of multiplying a fraction by another fraction, and then go forth and look at 8.5's another look video to see that algorithm of just going across and multiplying, but also bringing up the idea of simplifying to make the numbers as small as we possibly can and finding a common factor if possible. I said choose practice problems from that page. Then moving onward to Friday. Yes, we're going to have a lesson. I'm not fully done with the practice sheet on it yet, but there is a visual for this one. The visual looks like not this one. I'd actually erase that. It's going to be this one. And this is showcasing they made a square. And is this a square foot? The big square they made with these sticks? No. What kind of square is it? And it's a square yard, because if you notice right here, it says 1 square foot. So then we're able to see 3 feet in a yard and blah, blah, blah. They can visually see how big a square yard is. Then you're going to go forth and have them try out the solve and share because it deals with a poster where the poster dimensions are fractional amounts. And the whole idea is that the poster is not taking up a square yard. It's a much smaller part of it. So then once you've gotten some ideas of what kids are going to do with that, we showcase our goal and then use the another look video. It gives a visual and then it shows the algorithm that we know from the other day that we just multiply through and simplify if possible. I have you practicing problems 5 through 10 that gives a visual. That's important for the kids to see for the area. And then you can hand out a revamped practice sheet that looks similar to the test problem they're going to see, to where they need to include a visual of the meaning of the area. So I'll make that for you. All right. Okay, here we go onward.